In this video, I'm showing you how you can remove your radiator so you can plaster or paint behind it. And you can take this off without having to affect the rest of your central heating system. So first thing you want to do is go down to your valves here. You've got one either side. You should have a TRV valve. It's like thermostatic radiator valve, which you can turn to adjust the temperature. So on this side, it's very easy. All you need to do is turn it all the way down to 0. Make sure you can't turn it anymore, because that means it's totally off. If you leave it ajar like that, it still let water through. So have that one down on 0, and then go across to the left-hand side of the radiator, and you'll have a different valve. It's like a radiator locking valve. It's got a plastic cap on, you just take off. Normally, these just slide off. There is a couple where there is a screw in the top, but 9 times out of 10, you can literally, it just slides on the top, and you just pull it off. And you want to turn this valve clockwise. So all you do is get your grips, pinch them on like that, and then start turning it. If it's easier, you can go over the top like that, and then turn it that way. See it rotating? Get them on like that, turn it around. And what you're actually looking for when you're tightening it up, you can see this bit here. It's got like a thread. It's basically, as you're turning it, it's lowering it down into the pipe, which is obviously what you want, because when it goes down, it will close off the hole to stop the water going in that way. And as you can see, we are fully seated down into it now. It's I'll show you now. You can't turn it anymore, which means it's fully seated. You don't want to force it too tight, because you'll end up, breaking it or stripping the threads or whatever. But that's off now, as you can see. Put the grips on, and can't turn it anymore. Like I say, I'm not going to force it. So that's off now. Just pop the cap back on just so you don't lose it. Now, obviously, if you've got nice carpets or whatever, obviously recommend getting some towels, some rags underneath the pipes, because there will be some water spillage. But obviously this room I'm currently renovating, so this skirting's getting ripped off anyway, which is one of the reasons I need to take this radiator off, and then need to plaster behind this to get the wallpaper off. So I'm not too fussed about the carpet, because it's going. Obviously I still will do it controlled and not just let water gush out everywhere, which leads us on to the next step now. Right, now we're back over to this side of the radiator. All you want to do is grab an adjustable spanner, a bigger one or a smaller one. I prefer a bigger one if you can get it in there, because it's easier then, gives you more torque. And then you just need to adjust it to fit around this fitting here. There you are. Once it's on, just snug it down. And then before you try loosening it off, you've got to push upwards. Try and get some grips on this, just to stop it twisting. Like so. And then if you pull up, there you are. If you pull up now, you see water starting to drip out. Once you've loosened it off once, you can actually just manage it by hand now. See if you get your fingers in there, you can just turn it up now. So that is pretty loose. So water will, just get the bucket ready. Get that big one, I think. Do it like that. So the plan is get yourself set up before you fully let the water come out. So get your bucket. Keep your spanners close by just in case you need to nip it back up. We've also got a spare bucket. I was using that to hold the camera. Spare bucket there just in case needed. So lift it up and then you can slightly pull it and water will come out. So now you can just pull that out and not much water is actually coming out. That's weird. So what you can do is get your bleed valve key, turn that to let the air go through the radiator, and any obviously air will push the water out. So we'll go get the key next. Right, so I've got the radiator key. So it goes on there. Give it a turn. You should. Yeah, there you are, see? More water's coming out now. So you can sort of control it like this. If you want it to come faster, turn it even more, let the air come through. There you are. And then just let it drain out. Now I'm just going to sit here, try and catch as much as I can. So see, it doesn't go too mad on the carpets if you control it. Obviously, if I open that vent all the way, water will just come flying out, so you don't want that, especially if you've got nice carpets. And then when your jug or your bucket water catcher gets full, you can either take the key, turn that shut again so it stops the water coming out, and then you can empty it. But I'm just going to keep letting it running because I've got a bucket underneath, and like I say, I don't care about the carpet as such. So empty that in there. And then the same again. So we are pretty much out now. Just got a slight drip, so that's fine. Just leave that there just to catch the drips. I totally overestimated how much water was going to come out. It's not that much, to be honest. But do be careful because there still will be some water left in there. So do be cautious when you take this one off. You still get some water might drip out. And then once that's off, all you do is just lift the radiator up off the wall. And then you can, if it's not such a big heavy one, pick it up and tip it into the bucket to get rid of any last bit of water. Same again on this side. Get your spanner on there, get your grips on here. And try and unloosen it. This side's got to pull down. Yeah, that's me pulling it up. You have to pull this side down. So this left-hand side down, thermostat valve side up. There you are. So you do the rest by hand. You only need the spanner for the first initial bit. There you are. So like I say, a little bit of water coming out, but nothing too drastic that you can't deal with. See, pretty much stopped now. So now you're separate from these. That's also good that there's no water coming from this one, so you know that is working properly. Move the bucket out the way. See, that one's stopped as well. Now you're totally free from your pipes. Radiator just sits on some brackets. There's one on either side, there's two. So all you do is grab it, lift it up. I'll show you now. Okay, so get your bucket there just in case. You do get one hand at the bottom, and the top, and you literally just slide it off like that. And then you can see what I mean about the water. Pour it that way so all the rest comes out. Like so. And then just sit your radiator down to the side out of the way. Pop it there for now. Some people do turn the radiators upside down. So if you turn it upside down, the holes for the water coming out will be at the top, so there'd be no leaking. But as you can see, I drained the rest in there. There really wasn't much in that radiator. I was expecting more than that. But yeah, there you are. The radiator is off the wall. Now it's entirely up to you what you do with the brackets, whether if you're just painting, you probably just paint around them. You don't really need to do that because no one's going to see it. It's behind the radiator. But if you do, you just need to take out these screws, take them off, and then screw them back in afterwards. But there you are. That is how you can take off a radiator without having to affect the whole central heating system. So I hope you found this video useful and hope it gives you the confidence to do your own DIY projects, and good luck on your decorating.